Hello, 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 hello.
At the time when I went looking for the Via Ferrata di Zucchero, my prowler was a star. I had to deal with all those interested and touchy fans who could not pass by indifferently.
I said hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello.
And it would probably take much longer if not for the fact that after reaching the wall where I saw people, it turned out that it's not a Via Ferrata route, but a climbing wall marked by them. And of course, it is a completely different level that requires different skills, different equipment, and much more experience. And I had none of them. From the climbers I talked to, I learned that the Via Ferrata does exist, but it is located on this islet, aptly named Sugarloaf, and to get there, you need to rent a boat. And I was told it was not worth the effort because it is one of those easier and less spectacular ones. So, for the second time, my plans to climb Via Ferrata during this trip failed. And unfortunately, I regret it. Only after returning home, I found out that first of all, this rock form, Faraglione in Italian, located in the vicinity of the towns of Nebida and Masua, with its 133 meters height, is the largest form of this type in Europe, and so far the second in the world. Secondly, renting a water taxi is only 15 euros per person, and on the island we have 5 different climbing routes. It was a pity that I did not manage to achieve the goal again and combine traveling by car with light climbing, which allows me to look at the area a bit differently. I was also not aware of the other attractions of this part of the island called Sulcis. Many archaeological sites such as Monte or Pani Loriga, but also the only and unique temple in Sardinia, Tempio Punico, and the old port of Lavia, transshipment port, built in the rocks in 1925. It is a lesson that you have to prepare in advance for the trip and use many sources of information. But it is also a chance for you to explore places that you will not see here and which I will definitely come back to. I planned the next night so that I could finally take a bath. The choice fell on the Monte lake, to which I had less than 50 kilometers. This lake is an artificial reservoir built around 1950. The main purpose of its creation was to meet the needs of agriculture and livestock. However, its construction also caused a number of negative consequences. In the lake area, the groundwater level significantly exceeded the norm, and the water damaged the foundations of nearby houses, forcing residents to leave them. This is how an extinct city, otherwise known as the City of Ghosts, Tratalias, was created, which, again, having no knowledge of it at that time, I passed just before going to the lake. Apparently, I heard it's very worth visiting, so put it on your bucket list. Meanwhile, I reached the shore of the lake and the water level was really high indeed. The sun, descending towards the horizon, flooded the area with warm colors. Despite the fact that I had the water on my fingertips and I could easily dip directly into the lake, I dreamt of a shower with warm water and that bit of a luxury that this type of bath gives. So I started to prepare my portable bathroom. Due to the light but still cool wind blowing from the lake, I decided to unfold the shower cabin, which, apart from the guarantee of intimacy, perfectly protects against gusts and makes the bath even more pleasant. It unfolds like all 2-second stands. Just be careful not to get hit. It always takes a moment to stretch, and it's much more difficult to do it alone than with two people, but when we manage to give it the desired shape, all that remains is to attach it to the ground with 4 pegs and take care of unfolding the shower itself. The bathroom is equipped with a foldable garden shower. The light aluminium structure of the skeleton in combination with a plastic spout with an adjustable water stream and pressure is perfect for this type of expeditions. It takes just a few minutes to unfold. The whole thing is stable, standing on 3 legs, and fits perfectly in the cabin. The height of the spout is adjustable, so it can be adjusted to the height of the person underneath. You can also block the water stream from the cabin, which shuts down the pump with the water pressure and allows you to save hot water from the boiler, with which cold water from the lake is mixed. Then the only thing left is to stretch the hoses, long supplying water from the lake to the system and short connecting the shower. Taught by experience, at the end thrown into the lake I also fitted a filter that prevents any undesirable particles from being drawn into the pump, and is much easier to clean than the filter installed in the car. It took a while to prepare the whole system, long enough to have the sun hidden below horizon, but the warm, rapid stream of water, allowing you to wash thoroughly in comfortable conditions, rewards everything. See this steam about the cabin? A hot shower in the wild. This is really something. The morning was as beautiful as the evening, maybe even more, because the wind had stopped blowing completely, and I couldn't hear the shots that accompanied me during the evening bath. It was the perfect time to look around a bit. Monte is a popular tourist destination in Sardinia. The fauna of the lake is very diverse. There are many species of fish in it, hence it's a favorite place of fishermen. At the foot of the mountain there is a pine forest, which in turn is the perfect place for a picnic, hiking or cycling. Nearby there is the aforementioned ghost town, which can be an interesting attraction and an interlude of blissful laziness consisting of bathing or wandering on the picturesque shores of the lake. While my shower cabin was drying up, I was enjoying the completely non-January colors of the forest, which, in their saturation, resembled more late Polish spring than winter scenery, which, if not hidden under white snow, is at most greyish and unremarkable in Central Europe at this time of the year. After a few hours, I was on my way again. It was a road that winds on the southernmost coast of Sardinia. To be precise, it was SP71 close to Capo Malfatano. This is a fantastic sightseeing route. On the one hand, the sea, and on the other, rich vegetation of junipers, mastica, eucalyptus. Every turn hides more or less visible coves, islets, and towers, and the blue of the sea is so unreal it seems to be a pool water, not a natural reservoir. I decided to climb the bumpy road leading to the Torre di Capo Malfatano tower. There, I planned to take a short coffee break and briefly check if anything could be done quickly in the charging system, which began to behave more and more disturbingly. There was a beautiful view of the area from the top, it was pleasantly warm, so I could focus on ad hoc attempts to diagnose the problem. Here I should throw in a few sentences of explanation. When I entered Lago del Cuga, the charging level jumped to the levels never experienced before, around 14 volts. But when I traversed the wilderness shown in episode 3, it could drop even below 12 volts. This, in turn, triggered some errors of the braking system. I had no clue what was going on right away, and at first I was scared that I did have a problem with the brakes. But then, following the error occurrence, I saw that it was related to the voltage level. When it dropped below 12 volts, errors were triggered. Restarting the engine cleared them and everything was fine until the next voltage drop. That is why I thought it might be an issue with the connectivity somewhere, as conductivity of water helped, and I decided to use the contact cleaner. To get under the hood, I had to fix the cable first.
Okay, this is the moment when we will try to put some contact cleaner to the alternator and see if that helps a bit, because the charging level is alarming. It's not very bad, but it should be better. So we'll see how it works. Where is this guy? Right there.
I can't say I was entirely convinced that this operation could help, but at the moment I had no idea what was the cause of the problem. Driving and constantly, anxiously watching the charging level is not the most pleasant activity. That's why I sometimes curse the computer I have installed in the dashboard, but on the other hand, I would have no idea what's happening and what the brake system errors are related to if it was not there. Well, this maintenance made no difference, as expected. The coastal towers of Sardinia are a group of fortified buildings that formed a defense, observation and communication system along the island's coast from the early Middle Ages, Anno Domini 476 to 1000, until the mid-19th century. As early as 1572, the port of Malfatano drew the attention of the island's Coast Patrol Commission to identify strategic fortification sites by building new towers. Historical documents say, excellent landing and anchoring capabilities, good visibility. Therefore, it is proposed to build a solid observation tower in this place, which would be manned by 4 people armed with 2 artillery pieces. The construction of the tower dates back to the years around 1578. It was built at an altitude of about 65 meters above sea level, guaranteeing control of the inlet below where pirates often found shelter and communication with the nearby 4 other towers. It has the shape of a truncated cone with an outer diameter of 14 meters and a height of 16 meters. An open trapdoor located approximately 6 meters above the ground led to an internal room with a mushroom vault supported by a pillar, which housed a fireplace and stairs carved in the tower wall leading to the top of the tower. In 1764, the tower was attacked by about 400 Berber pirates, but the raid was unsuccessful and over 100 attackers were injured. After this attack, the defense was expanded to 5 soldiers and 1 corporal. Dinner traditionally in the dark. Again, I did not manage to find a suitable spot before dusk, but of course it was not an issue at all. It was 9:30 p.m., which is just right time for a lazy dinner, a moment of reflection and planning the next day. Nothing is chasing me in the morning, so time is a relative concept. Focus on present things, don't rush, enjoy the moment.
And we are the ones who never get hurt. So don't lose sight, you are a wild one. sight. You are a wild one, and it's just dark before the light comes. Don't lose sight. You are a wild one.
Again, only in the morning I could figure out where I was actually standing. Again, it turned out to be a fantastic place with an endless golden beach to the horizon and the azure waters of the Tyrrhenian Sea. The day before, I turned the tracking on after a few hours of driving, so the full trace of my journey was not saved. But from Cape Capo Malfatano, I managed to drive over 200 kilometers to find myself on this beach near Museddu. It is called Spiaggia di Museddu. It is very appreciated by the diving and snorkeling lovers, as the seabed near the shore is immediately deep. It is surrounded by a green pine forest, which can offer shelter during the hottest hours. The place is located in the current province of Nuoro. Until 2016, it was Ogliastra, which turned out to be the most mountainous region of Sardinia and the least populated in all of Italy. The name comes from olivastro, the local wild olive tree. In the distance, you can see the highest granite peak in the area, Monte reaching a height of 447 meters, ending with a round peak curved by water and wind. I thought that in high season this place must have been packed with cars and beach fully crowded, but I read recently that it was actually not. One sure thing is, it is exposed to winds, and that day it was blowing quite intensively as well. After spending another lazy morning, I set off in the early afternoon in search of another via ferrata. You will find out what the effect was in the next episode.